he has said it before. He has partial dementia too. This guy, you people know that he's a pathological cheat. And always cheat. And all
of it mixed together.
They said he was cheating on Annie.
Smoothie.
He had babies on her. We know.
Yeah.
So I mean that one is not. Let's say he's not biologically designed to be a monogamous, abi?
Yeah.
You don't know, or you can't tell.
Monogamous. Because there's polygamy.
Polygamy. Today, polygamy.
Polygamy.
Please, can we close the show?
Sit here and listen to your squad. All my dressing.
I beg you in the name of God.
We beg you.
Please.
So polygamy. He's definitely polygamous.
Yeah.
He wants plenty wives. Just doesn't have the guts.
Yeah.
To make it happen.
Yeah.
And so clearly, apart from he being a coward a little bit, he is also inconsistent with himself. Own your stuff. If you want to marry 10 wives at the same time, that's what you're going to do.
And no one will care. But stop faking African queen and holding hands with someone and then coming to disgrace the person. Do you know how the person is looking? If it was Mimi, like, you should have said to divorce people.
Don't worry, you got it coming.
Producers, can you please play me? You're my African queen.
Emfa.
Girl of my dreams.
It's not working. We bind that song.
Wow. Moving away from that, let's get into Sean Diddy Combs' verdict. Now, Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail after being found guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, although he was acquitted of more serious charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Combs faces up to 20 years in prison for the 2 counts. The judge cited Combs' history of violence and past illegal conduct as reasons for denying bail, and a hearing is scheduled to determine the sentencing schedule. Prosecutors allege Combs led a criminal enterprise that used threats and violence to coerce women in sex acts, while Combs' lawyers argue the sex acts were consensual. And so there are a little bit of screenshots I gathered from, what actually happened in the courthouse. But there's a sketch showing Sean Diddy Combs of his reaction. So that's it. He broke down into it. But this sketch, man, they have to look for another one.
Oh, he's doing a great job, I think.
The sketch, they have to look for another
You see,
one.
what they cannot do is to give us photographs.
Yeah.
But he's given us, he's done a very good job. They've done a very good job representing this entire.
And then his hair has become white too.
Whoa, Sir.
Wow.
Anyway.
So that is his reaction when he was sentenced to 2 counts of transportation. Now, mind you, it comes with 10 years each. So if the verdict the full 20 years.
That is okay, maybe enshrined number of years he's supposed to. Looking at the case but experts are predicting a longer or shorter.
Okay.
Shorter being months, like a couple of months, like a couple of something months, like 6 months to a year, and then extended to over like 22 years and above. And so
22 for one.
No, 10
for
both together, 20.
Yeah. So let's see where it goes.
Yeah. Let's take a look at when the jury was about to give their verdicts. There's also some screenshots there about the outcome. So the judge says the deputy will inquire as to the verdict. Deputy in the matter of U.S. versus Combs, count 1, juror 5, not guilty. Deputy sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura, juror 5, not guilty. Deputy 5, guilty. Deputy Jane, sex trafficking, not guilty. Deputy transportation for prostitution, Jane, juror 5, guilty. So that's said, even if the defendant was solely required to show that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail and sees no reason to reverse the now. Now, the defense conceded the defendant's violence. Yeah, and his violence is depicted in the video of Cassie Ventura. The defense admitted this is a terrible moment. Domestic violence is the issue, is what she said. It wasn't only that. There was the London hotel incident. Well, yeah. I set sentencing for Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. I am willing to expedite it. Comes Agnifilo. We would like it to be expedited. Judge, we will need an expedited pre-sentencing report from probation, but I'll be available anytime. So that's what the judge is saying. The court take no position on what it will consider as sentencing, nor what sentence it will impose. But here, the burden is on him, and he cannot carry it. The defense argues the guideline starts at 21 months. The U.S. says 51 months. He'll done 10 months. Yeah, so he has done the confinement in 10 months. There was violence after the searches in this case. As to Jane, there was June 2024 after the searches of Combs' residence. This evidences a disregard of the law and a propensity for violence. Yeah, so all this is why they can't grant him the bail at the moment. But this is also something that Cassie's team came up with on why they think that he shouldn't be granted bail before the sentence. And so it goes, Douglas H. Wigdor, July 2nd, 2025, via ECF, the Honorable Arun Subramanian, United States District Judge, Southern District of New York, 500 Pearl Street, New York, NY, 10007, United States versus Combs. Dear Judge Subramanian, we write a counsel for Cassandra Ventura, Miss Ventura, to respectfully request that the court deny Mr. Combs to be released pending his sentencing on his 2 convictions under 18 USC 2421 pursuant to the Bail Reform Act 18 USC Article 1343. Detention is mandatory post-conviction on these charges, and Ms. Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in this case, including herself as well as the community. We thank the court for its time and attention to this matter. Respectfully submitted, Douglas H. Wigdor, the attorney to Cassie Ventura.
Justified.
Yes,
Justified.
And it's justified.
Yeah.
They actually got it. So we're waiting to see October. We'll be waiting to see October when I'm coming to give the verdict. That one I'll be in the black and then
that's
very, very, very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is all we have for you today on Entertainment News segment. My name is Stephanie Flashley. Enjoy the rest of the show. Take care.
Thank you so much, Daphne, for coming through with those entertainment stories. Also, the fact that you represent Cassie Ventura so well, that's very interesting. I'm going to wait for when the verdict is out and when we are supposed to look into this case very well. But before we get into other big conversations, Equity Health Insurance says they have something for you. In today's fast-paced world, accessing quality health care should be simple and convenient. That's why Equity Health Insurance presents the telemedicine product designed to bring expert medical consultation right to your phone. With just a call, you connect with licensed doctors anytime, anywhere, whether home, work, or on the go, like MX is on the go. This service ensures that you receive prompt medical attention, prescriptions, and professional advice without the hassle of a long hospital wait time. For as little as 6 Ghana cedis per month, you can enjoy 24 hours, 7 days access to doctors' prescription supports and referrals when necessary. Don't let distance or time constraints stand in the way of your health. Contact us today on 020-4269-562 or 050-9969010 to register and experience hassle-free health care today. Equity Health Insurance, we say, always here for you.
What does Telecel have to say?
Telecel, hey, Jamie, what's it? You're crazy. Well, Telecel says send the keke. Why? So just send your money through. Jay, why are you putting me through to this?
There's no. You just have to dial *110#.
So more data. Exciting news from Telecel, okay? Exciting news. More data, same price. Telecel bundle allocation have been reviewed. Yes. Yes, I saw the message yesterday. And now offer 10% more data at the same price. Old price. Okay? In addition, your favorite 400 Ghana cedis data bundle allocation has increased from 190 GB to 250 GB and does not expire. My goodness. This means you get to enjoy more data at no extra cost. Now simply dial *700#, that is *700# or *530# to access a variety of unbeatable data deals on Telecel. Don't miss out on these enhanced offers. Stay connected with Telecel today. Telecel, connected energies.
Connecting energies, Ampa. Yeah.
Well, that's about it for Coffee Daily. We'll be straight into Lifestyle Daily. Today we're talking COVID-19 on Lifestyle Daily. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Yakoto banchina edi bedushu ya sensen na machine ababa yam oyam wiane ya sesagu bottle nketo no na ya pama no na omude agu dry no adry amai afi ya chi edi disafura acho ajuma ya gari ajuma Mishe gari asi 5 years ni na me ye gari ntimi me wari ye no na me kunu ma me ye gari ntimi hwe no me se gari no ekoye na me di me ho ejimu na me sumi ye akara
mfe doni na me nim safura na ye gari na me ye gari ni bi but me ni ho me tu kwan me ba ye na sika me wonti na me guswa me boabo ma me kaka
Kenya bisa se die adwuma bi ani ho se gari na yina ye e boy na
ta ma me ye no na mfa so firi mu e ma me awobre oso ya obanya dia obadi na dia akola no ba fa akosoko nti ye ya kakara dia yanya
gari ya ndia abo me gari no mu na yesu yedidi editwe bade fo no na me bi twa me ba school fees
me bana me boana enyine jo tuma me kakra me ko to de me sumepe
Ghana gross adwuma mu ye adwuma papa nti mu nkwaso na mu ye se mani da so an se gari ya ye ekoso yenya nkese yetimi ija no ho gina ye yisu gasha na machine bi netim boy akutu am won se me de mama mbamu ni se omun kwaso no mo ani nda omo adwuma ho no mo ye ndi ni safura ni freaking tampo me chigari Ghana gross rob be
Ghana grows. Hope Day.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes. So, what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Rent back with the beer. Come on, come and see what. Wait, this guy. My friend, see the phone.
Wait, tell us too much money promo. This is Kadeviara. Now what you Viara? I'll pay the Achadia Cassia Nagasa. 1.2 million Ghana cedis for Telecel cash, stock credit, and a bundle. Nejin a year, Dinkunima Cassim. Dale staff are from that hash. I'm not called Telecel play up also. Now for who Jimubi. Let's say Dinkunimo. Telecel too much money promo nim. It's a Shayaka crackdown. You may DNL in a show to your characters lottery platform also.
Amacho, Sisanya Manako. When is campaign? Sisanya Manako. If you're a baby, many scared do no. If you know, Meto Chiaka. Inti ene, uno banum pe baby amobeda. Oh, no abeka. Ye did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please show me where the Presby Church is?
Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a water cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika on to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you acted? Mami Gobe Nubu, the Kokono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lele rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lele rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. Real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yavita, and I am your host. Cheers.
I want to find out one thing. What happened with you and Cookie?
One day Cookie calls me and says, bro, I want to do my solo album.
Ghana, if somebody go blah blah, even for the media space right now, go talk your mind right. They go talk to they go blacklist you. Event organizers self, they go boom on it. Balance one.
This was a part of our group. One of the times we feature on 9,010 labs. Fluid. So I called him. So speak to my manager. Where?
Patience is a virtue that carries a lot of weight. Yeah. Always know that you live to fight another day.
I feel say we musicians, one thing we like do, we know how to create. Yeah. But the business part, we know the add them to whatever we do.
Me right now, as I stand here, everything is about marketing. If like
the people I was looking up to, these two boys called famous people. Their work looked like they had like they were like 17 people or 20 people.
into the virtual world with us, where our passion for gaming will produce unparalleled content like you've never seen before. You're welcome to the VGA Esports Show, where we'll be producing top-level esports action and the gaming stories from all around the world.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
This is what we want, because without media, people can't hear. And VGA's approach in creating the content, how they put the graphics together, it's much more appealing. And as I said again and again and again, they have documented our space in video, in graphics, in sounds as well.
Long live high school clique. We are more than
Watching me live on High School Click. Don't go nowhere. Silly. Watching me live on High School Click. Don't go nowhere. Silly.
The legend. KNIILANT.
Amazing. On the show, I am John Jermaine.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about. VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry. We are walking superheroes, and we sometimes we don't even see it. Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com.
You know, sometimes God wants to do things in circumstances and situations that when people see, they will acknowledge that this is not the effort of man, but this must be the finger of God. So to him, life meant Christ. Life meant living for Christ. Life meant serving Christ. Christ in you, the hope of glory.
ICGC Evangel Temple presents The Kingdom Culture with Reverend Eric Ampofo on MX24. This and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Okay, you're watching MX24 TV, and this is your boy Perez Music. Ciao!
Hi guys, how you doing? This is your boy SDK, and I'm here on MX24. It's fun. It's fearless. And it's factual.
What's up, everyone? My name is Adina Thembi, and you're watching MX24. We are fun, fearless, and factual. Get it right.
What's up? My name is Akwabwa, and you guys are watching MX24. Keep watching. I love you.
They say the portion they gave me was unknown. What I will become was never ever told. Now you're watching the beast in me unfold. I'm immortal. Dracula untold. What's up, people? This is your rap goddess, Eno Baroni, and you watching MX24. Keep watching it. One tear, say, dead.
welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. We're getting into the day we love so much on this show and the conversations we like to have on Thursdays. I'm saying that very
on behalf of yourself.
Reluctantly. Well, today is Thursday, so definitely we're getting into some health conversations. But we definitely are going to get into very, very important conversation with regards to health. And COVID-19 tops the list today. And so before we get into that, let's talk about something very important, which is keeping healthy and fit. And water plays a huge role in that. Well, with Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking, with options of our innovative 20-liter bottles that come with a tap and an 18.9-liter bottles. Your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean and hygienic Jibu Water flows through them for your consumption. Whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh cooking water to make your meals taste its best, Jibu Water is the answer to your clean water needs. Order for yours today. Call us on 020-9845-817 or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand Jibu Water, a better life. Now, for our big conversation, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a conversation around COVID-19. The outbreak, we recently heard that the numbers are rising. It started with one, and just as it started in Wuhan, China, in 2019, we are counting. And today, it has become imperative to touch on this conversation. Now, what do you need to know about COVID-19? What do you need to know about COVID-19? Well, COVID-19 in Ghana. Currently, a localized outbreak was confirmed at the University of Ghana, Legon, on July 1st, 2025. 316 people showed symptoms and were tested. 107 tested positive for COVID-19. Joining us for the conversation this morning to dive deep into this conversation is clinician and meditech technology, Emmanuel K Boateng is joining us via Zoom to have this conversation. Good morning, Doc. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mariam. I'm doing very well. A bit of correction. I am a clinician.
Is it me or you? Because your voice sounds very far.
Oh, I see. Is it better?
I think, team, can you help us with the volume? Because I think he's done his best, if we can do that.
That means why? That's it.
It's better now. Maybe we can work with this.
Okay, so it's okay, right?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, great. Well, when the corona, or do I say COVID-19 broke out in 2019, people took time to research into what the disease or the pandemic was about. I did find out then that the outbreak was as fast as it was because of the season it came in. It came in the winter season. And so people couldn't tell whether it was regular respiratory infection or disease that come during the winter season or it was something else. And that was why it is alleged that the spread was as wide as it was. But now we are recording numbers now. And I mean, obviously it's giving us trauma. It's giving us anxiety. We've seen this before. Where are we heading with this? But break it down what COVID-19 is to us.
All right. Miriam, I would like to say a very big morning to listeners and viewers. And then a good morning to staff of Footprint School as well as the staff of Meditech Technologies where I work. So that is a good question and of concern, because we are talking about a disease that has killed about 7 million people in the world. And in Ghana, when it started, we lost over 1,000 people, 1,000 lives to it. So very important. Basically, COVID-19 is a viral disease. Okay? So diseases can be caused by bacteria, by fungi, and by virus. This is a viral disease. That means that it's by particles. Now it is airborne, which means that it spreads in the air. And it so targets the respiratory tract, okay? So it passes through your nose, okay? Gets through your throat, to your lungs, and that is where it targets it. So it is in the respiratory tract. So it is caused by a virus, and it is airborne. It first started in 2019 in a province called Wuhan in China. And then from there, the WHO confirmed it to be a pandemic, which means that it has spread all around the world and then killing people. So basically, that is COVID-19.
Now, let's talk about, you touched briefly how we could get the disease, but what causes it? At the time, again, I'm going to reference 2019. When it came out, there were so many narratives about it. They did say that, bats were spreading the disease. Chinese were eating all sorts of animals. So the animals they were eating is the reason why we're having this disease come through. What is the real cause of COVID-19?
So it's caused by a virus that we call it in the lab SARS-CoV-2. That is the name that we've given to the virus. The interesting thing about it is that when we say corona, we mean a crown, all right? What makes that virus very distinct is that it has crowns like a ring around it that is very difficult to break and get into it, all right? That is what makes the treatment very, very challenging. But of course, when we looked at the variants, where they are coming from, it was ascribed to laboratory animals. Okay, and then where it started, which is Wuhan, there was a food market there where most of the strains in bats and then monkey could be linked to this corona. All right, so it is by SARS-CoV-2, which is a virus, very, 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 very difficult to treat. And then its incubation period, what we say medically, is when you get exposed to it, the time that it will begin to show symptoms is 2 to 14 days, right? An average of 5 days. So if I've gone into a place that I feel that this virus is there, it will take to me about 5 days before I see symptoms show.
Yeah. Right. Having said that, then it's fair to jump into the conversation of how it spreads.
Exactly.
Yes, how it spreads, and once it's been spread across, or someone comes in contact with someone with the disease and they have actually gotten it from them, the symptoms as well. Let's do the 2 in 1.
Okay. So the causes and the symptoms, right?
Yes, please.
So
the spread.
It is called
and how it spreads and the symptoms.
Okay. So it is spread airborne, like I mentioned, but the virus is very resistant that we have known that it can stay on surfaces for some time. So on even your dress, on door handles, on surfaces like tables, if somebody is having the virus, an infected person touches these things, the virus can stay. So when you go and you also touch it, all right, and you do not wash your hands, and then you touch openings of your body, it can be your mouth, it can be your nose, it can be your eyes. It will just go into that droplet. So if it is your eyes, you just enter into your eye droplet and then straight away it gets into your body. That is exactly how it spreads. Also by coughing, when somebody releases these viruses into the air, the airdrop, there is particles inside the air droplet, which when you inhale it into you can get it. All right.
Okay.
So these are some of the things that we have seen that COVID-19 can spread. The symptoms is very straightforward. It attacks the respiratory tract. So anything that is like flu-like symptoms, like most of us have gotten common cold before. So it will show up as a headache, fever, that is high temperature. Okay. Sometimes your fever can be so where you start to experience chills. Your body begins to shake. All right. You can also have sore throat. You cough. There can be vomiting or sensations to vomit, which you call nausea. All right. There can be diarrhea as well. And then muscle aches. These are symptoms of COVID-19. But one classical symptom that we are taking note in the clinic these days is the new loss of taste. A new loss of taste. All of a sudden, a food that was very good and very delicious to you. When you taste it, you don't feel it. All right. There's also a new loss of smell. Even when you spray a perfume, you feel like you don't smell how it tastes. Then it tells you that this is pointing towards COVID-19. You have to get yourself checked.
Yeah.
Okay. I think after COVID has already, appeared in 2019, and 2020 we had a lockdown and everything. So now it's resurfacing because of, the outbreak that happened on the University of Ghana campus. We do know that the Minister of Health has, visited the University of Ghana, members and also the authorities to have discussions and conversations as to what it is, how it broke out and everything. So he's also come out to tell the public that whether we like it or not, COVID-19 has come to be a part of us. As medical doctors and practitioners, should we take that in good faith, that COVID-19 has become part of us like other diseases that are commonly with us? That would be my first question. And also, if that is the case, how severe should we be treating this? Because previously, it has, as you rightly said, it has killed a number of people in the world. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, thank you, Kojo. I think the straightforward answer I can give to that is we should approach it with caution.
Okay.
All right. This is not a movie that has ended, that we can just think about it and then recall the scenes of it. It hasn't ended. COVID-19 is still ongoing. Let me tell you something. When the minister went to the University of Ghana's Health Directorate, what came about was that the variant of the virus, okay, so one thing about the virus is that it can change itself in various forms.
Okay.
One of the forms right now that is leading to this recent spike is the Omicron variant.
Okay.
That Omicron variant was found in South Africa. Okay, so in the southern states of Africa, South Africa, Botswana, Eswatini, these are where the Omicron variants are. So it is not surprising that if you find a school community like the University of Ghana, which has a very inclusive community with international students, you find people who are coming from that side. Now, as a country, what we must do is targeted, response to these things. I know that the university has rightly said that they have put in their COVID protocols in place, but if you look at the university community alone, you can find UPSA very close to them.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have UPSA on that stretch.
Yeah.
We also have another secondary school.
Please carry on. There's Gimpa too as well. Hello?
Our protocols.
Doc, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, all right. Please carry on.
Yeah, that is why we must intensify our protocols. So it's very, very important that now we are saying that if you are going out to where people are, where there's a lot of people, put on your nose masks. Right now we are in our offices, so without our nose masks, we are okay. But when a lot of people get into the room and when we go to a public place, our nose masks have to be on. We must wash our hands regularly. Okay, so like I mentioned, these places, and then a caution to people who also work in the places like the ambassadorial offices and co, where you get exposed to people in other places, especially from the southern states of Africa that I said. You need to also be very cautious of things. So we have to approach it with caution.
Okay. All right. With regards to the vaccines, there's been a lot of, back and forth towards it, mysteries, myths, a lot of confusion about it, whether it's safe to take the vaccine or not. Because right after 2020, when we were free to, go back to our normal duties, a lot of people have come to complain that, hey, when we took the vaccine, well, it's turned so many things. Some people have not been able to see the light of the day. Some even passed out. Some, a whole lot of problems. What is the way to go? And if we are seeing the resurfacing of the Omicron variant, as you rightly said, is coming through. What particular vaccine are we looking at, and are we safe to take it or not?
That's a very good question. So I remember when the vaccines came up, a number of them, AstraZeneca,
there were a lot. There were a lot.
There were a lot. But you see, as a medical person, I always refused, those thoughts of conspiracy and those, and I told people it is important that you go and get yourself vaccinated. But I cannot stay on this platform without considering that medically there were issues to look at, especially with the rollout of these vaccines and the initial complications that we had. I believe that looking at the medical data that we had when we have started it as a country, we should have at least put in very good measures to take to be able to isolate our old people with morbidities, people who are diabetic, people who have respiratory diseases. We didn't. Almost everybody was pushed into this vaccine pool, and that came out with the complications. You get it. So we had a number of people who, when they had their comorbidities, later on the vaccines made it worse. People with asthma who were then hospitalized. So that was where we got it wrong. But the vaccines has actually been potent on the general scale. Mostly they have been potent. It has helped us to make sure that the effect of when you get the virus comes down. All right, but then again, AstraZeneca recently reported most of the vaccines that they brought to the market. It raises questions. It raises questions. Absolutely. So if you are there and you are not taking your vaccine, it is fine. But what I will tell you to do is that then you have to take the protocols to another big level, because you don't have to get yourself exposed. But I have a problem with people who are not taking the vaccines, but yet they don't take the protocols seriously. Okay.
But with respect to the vaccines,
did you take your vaccine?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
I did. With respect to the vaccines, you've realized that, as you rightly said, there were so many different types. You get it, and we were pushed. When I say we were pushed, I mean we were pushed. Yes, we were pushed to take it. The reason why I'm using push carefully is because some haven't taken it.
Did you stop? They are not going anywhere.
Some didn't. Some decided not to take it. Yes. So, as medical practitioners, is it not safe to also come into agreement with the government, or have a tete-a-tete with the government to really know, especially since we've been able to identify that the resurfacing of one particular variant of COVID-19, this is this particular vaccine that can really help with it, so that we don't go taking other vaccines and at the end of the day, it becomes a complication.
Well, the truth about that is that if you see the Omicron variant